Hi, Dr. Windisch again from Sparks Pediatric and Adolescent Medicine. Welcome to our video blog for parents. Please remember that these videos are not intended to replace visits with your regular physician. If you have questions, if you're concerned, you should probably see your regular physician. We'd be happy to see you here in our office. Just give us a call at area code 775-359-7111. Today what I want to talk about is how to make baby food. And I'm not so much talking about how to prepare Gerber food, but how to actually make your own baby food. Now, should you make your own baby food? No, not necessarily. There's plenty of commercial baby foods on the market. There are several different manufacturers. All of it is nutritious, all of it is safe, all of it is very convenient insofar as you can throw a jar of it in your diaper bag and go. And don't have to be worried about it. But for parents who wish to make their own for whatever reason, that's fine. There are ways to do that. Now, we're not going to get into making baby cereals from scratch. That's easier said than done, and most of the baby cereals are actually supplemented with DHA and arachidonic acid as well as with iron, and that's something that we just can't do in our own kitchen. What I'm talking about are baby's fruits, vegetables, and if you really want to, meats. Personally, I think the meats are kind of gross. You want to make them, knock yourself out. The technique is the same for all of them. Okay, if what you are making is something that's already naturally soft and squishy, all you need to do is squish it up. So, for example, bananas are very easy. Take a fork to them. Take a potato masher to them. That's all you need to do. No need to add water, no need to do anything. Now remember, your bananas will turn brown if it's left exposed to the air for any length of time. That's okay. It is not the end of the world. If you or your baby don't like brown bananas, only mash up enough banana for one sitting. Then you don't have to worry about it turning brown. For fruits and vegetables that are firmer, that can't just be mashed up, apples, for example, or carrots, then they either need to be steamed or cooked to soften them up. And if you steam them till they're soft, remove the peels because the peels will never get soft. And again, you can mush them with a fork or in a blender. You do not need to add water. The goal here is not to make them watery. They should be reasonably thick. You say, well, gee, why not add water? Well, water has no calories. We want to make this food calorically dense for our baby, so you need to do that. It is important if you're making your own baby food. We're not adding spices to this. Babies don't like spices. They don't need pepper. They don't need salt. They don't want salt. So please don't add it to their fruits and vegetables. Babies want their fruits and veggies straight up. If you're making meat, make sure that it's a meat that's amenable to being blended. That one will have to be put either through a food grinder, a meat grinder, or a food processor or a blender, because it will be thick and it will be stringy and it will be hard to grind up and mush up. A lot of people don't want to make their own baby food meats. A lot of people don't want to feed their babies meats. That's quite okay, I understand. As long as they're getting the baby cereal, which has been supplemented with iron, they really don't need the meats. Remember this though, okay? The stuff that Gerber and Beech-Nut and all of the others make, when they put it inside a jar, is sterilized. Consequently, it can sit on a shelf for months before it's opened. Once it's opened, it's no longer sterile and has to be eaten reasonably quickly. The stuff that you make has not been sterilized. Now that's okay. You don't need to be feeding sterile food to your babies, but do remember this. If you made carrots for yourself for dinner and carrots for your baby for dinner, in 3 days, 3 or 4 days, you would probably be considering throwing out your old leftover carrots. Yeah, might want to consider doing the same thing for the baby's carrots, because his or her carrots aren't going to be good any longer than adults' carrots will be. So in a couple of days, you'll need to throw it out because it's not been sterilized. Definitely have to keep it in the refrigerator because, again, it's not been sterilized. So unlike Gerber's, unlike Beech-Nuts, when you make it, you can't just put it in a jar and stick it on the shelf unless you go through the process of formally canning your fruits and vegetables, and that's a very complicated process. I'm good in the kitchen, but I'm not that good in the kitchen. I don't do my own preserves. If you want to take a lesson on preserving from somebody, go ahead, but I don't know how to preserve stuff and won't be making recommendations to you for that, I suggest you talk to somebody who knows what they're doing, because you have to be very, very careful. And most people aren't looking at canning the stuff. They just want to make it to feed to their baby tonight. That's okay. But remember, in 2 or 3 days, the leftovers have to be tossed. Hope this has been of some help for you. This is Dr. Kevin Windisch from Sparks Pediatric and Adolescent Medicine. If we can be of assistance again, give us a call. We're happy to see you here. We'll see you next time.